Hello guys. Okay, I'm just gonna explain basically how you can carry through losing lanes. You can see in this game that I have basically on top lane that's like not doing too well. Mid lane 1-7, bot lane 3-6, 1-6, and enemy Corki is like 14-0, and I'm the only one that's like actually human, right? And in the end, we managed to actually win a game. And even at the end, right, you can still see that mid and bot is actually not doing that good. And we managed to, well, break over the nexus, and I'll be showing you guys how you can do that, okay? And here's the thing before we get to it, like if you want to carry through losing lanes, you need to be very decisive and take the right fights. So what do I mean by that? Which means that how to carry through losing lanes. And these are the key things that you actually have to do. If you don't do these things, it's going to be extremely difficult, right? Which is that you don't want to be taking fights that are not in your favor. And of course, it sounds very easy, right? But how do you actually do that? So I'm going to write it down here so you can see it, and then you can see how I execute it in the game, right? So which is that don't fight objectives if you don't win them. This might sound obvious, but especially if you're winning as jungle, you're still not going to win objectives if it's going to be a team fight. If it's going to be, let's say, a 3v3 or 2v2 anywhere, you're probably not going to be winning it. So you should try to create man advantage and try to get an edge. And if you don't have that, it's very difficult to win. And this is like the super important thing, okay? The next thing is like try to not trade kills. 1-for-0 or 2-for-0, but not 2-for-1. Like, why is this important, right? Because if you are dying and you're basically trading kills, you lose pressure, you lose farm timer, and you lose a huge amount of momentum in the game. And what's gonna happen is that you'll actually not be able to carry the game, because when you're dead and if you're through losing lanes, they're gonna get hard bullied. So the only way to actually win is like trying to like not trade kills and 1-for-0, and worst case give objectives and just to play to defend, okay? So the next thing is just knowing how to play with losing lanes. So when I say how to play with losing lanes, like how to play with losing lane states. Because usually you're gonna have like losing lanes, right? So what do you want to do usually is like cover slow pushes if possible. Let's say you lose, you don't do it, okay? Next thing you want to do is like cover dives. Just making sure that they don't get over, right? Wait for their base, okay? The last thing is just like take a bad base. Because you're never gonna be able to like win a game if you don't know how to win with like losing lanes. That probably means like you see a lane losing and you're being too desperate, but when I have a losing lane, I actually know what to do, and I do these things. And I don't wait, just wait till they're full HP basically, right? And the last thing, right, with this one's like ping pong. Use tempo to play man advantage. And I'll show you guys that, okay? Because even if your lanes are losing, if they have tempo and they're moving first, you can still actually win fights. So we can get to it, okay? Let's go through the fully early game and let's just analyze this game. So I'm playing Lilia, Vayne against Tryndamere. Top lane should be winning, my top lane. Mid lane should be winning as well. And bot lane should just be farming, right? But they will still be losing, and they're very gankable and they're very easy to kill. So know that information is Lilia, right? What I just want to do and make sure is that I just want to track enemy jungler and know where he's gonna go, right? And make sure that he's not fisting my laners. So, I mean, nothing too crazy. My bot lane already died. I'm just farming down. Crucial thing, as I take 3 camps, right? A habit they should create is that make sure that after you take your camp, this is usually the timer, enemy Jarvan gets level 3 as well. So this is the timer where you have to look as a jungler, what can he do? So look at mid lane wave, look at top lane wave, which lanes are gankable. You have to think like that, think from his perspective. What does he see? He sees a Vayne pushing in, he sees a Cassiopeia, well, all-inning, and usually you have to think from his perspective. So as Lilia, you on a farm, Jarvan could gank. So you can see he's getting ganked, and I did not think that he could get ganked, and he died here. But Pi came as well, and I didn't think of that, so he died, right? And this guy kept on dying, basically. They ganked again, and he died again. So I'm just farming, not doing anything crazy. Early game isn't too special. My laners will just keep on dying for a while. I invade here, and why am I invading here? I knew that Jarvan was actually bot side, I believe. Because he ganked mid lane twice, right? Which means that he's down tempo, which also means that I have like this very small timer to take one of his camps and then bounce. Because you can't like gank twice and not lose anything, you know? So I took one of his camps here and based after, okay? So as my base right here, how do I make this game playable? My mid lane is 0-2, my bot lane is losing. So the mindset that I have right now is just, okay, I just want to make sure that I defend mid lane, defend bot lane, make sure they get the waves pushed out, and I don't do anything, and I'll wait for a better opportunity. A lot of people here would try to make a desperate play when people are losing, but don't do that. Just farm up, wait for better opportunities, and opportunities are always gonna come, okay? So I'm just farming here, not doing too much. Take my camps. He took the Drake. Crucial thing right here. When he uses time to do the Drake, usually he's down tempo, which means that he has to take some of his camps, and I should have usually 1 turn to make a play. So even if you're losing, if you're using this opportunity, right, to do something, you can actually get something he usually cannot match. Like, I mean, here's the thing, I took his camps, so he didn't have too much to do, so he can actually match me. But you can see here, I'm starting the Herald here, or the Grubbies, because I have top push here, but the mid lane can move first, okay? So I do have to be slightly mindful that they can move to me. So here I'm just taking 1, and I'll see what I can get. I was afraid here that Nico was gonna move to me. I'm not sure where Nico is exactly. I don't even see him on the minimap, but you can clearly see here that I'm just like, yeah. Oh, actually the Jarvan into the bit. I hit him and I just went on him. Because I have top lane priority here. So what is the mistake of Jarvan here? Jarvan's mistakes here is that he didn't recognize that I have top lane priority here, and I could just ult him and just send on him, you know, like you can see. Even if he flashes, we just root him down here. And then we kill this guy. Okay, crucial part right here, right? This is the what and when concept. So the what and when concept. This is something explained on my Patreon as well, right? So like basically, what do you play for when you play for it? So usually, when should you apply this, right? After a kill, objective, base. So I just got a kill, enemy Jarvan is dead, and now I'm thinking, okay, since he's dead, what am I playing for? I want to play some of the Grubbies, and I want to make sure that even though mid and bot is losing, I still want to play for them. And considering I'm yoinking enemy blue buff, I am for sure down tempo. So considering that I'm for sure down tempo, I'm right now fully aware that I have a lot of gold here, and he can make a play. And ideally, I don't want to be fighting. So that was just a good chunk. And beside that, I just want to take some objective if I can and bounce. So now, after I take this, my mindset is very defensive. So I just take this and I'm literally going to bounce. And I know already right now that I don't want to look for anything proactive. I just took blue buff, I just took a kill, and I just took the grubs. So now I'm thinking, what am I playing for? Mid/bot and all my camps. When? Well, I can promise you it's going to take 1 minute at least for me to full clear a base and come back onto the map. So what am I doing right now is just looking at mid lane, okay, looking at bot lane, and seeing whether they're fine or not. Because in the end, you still need laners to win, and without laners, it's extremely difficult to like carry, right? So as you can see, okay, let's look at the time, right? It was 7:50-ish, okay? 7:50, I went for 1 minute gank. So I take my topside camps, which I started 8 minutes. I take my red buff. I take my golems. This literally took me like 45 seconds. Okay. Here, I think I'm greeding a little bit more for my item, my Leandris, which I have in like 200 gold. But you can see here that I'm literally not doing anything for 1 minute. And during this time, I'm just tracking what the enemy team can do. So I'm just farming here and they don't want to fight. So you see my bot lane. I will never ever look for a gank on mid or bot. All I'm doing, because they're losing, is this. Go for slow pushes, go for dives, take a bad, like, my laners of course, right? They should take a bad base. So here, of course, well, I wouldn't want to fight unless they're like really inting. We see Corki bot lane, my cast is moving first. He used Q for some reason. So, we actually kill him, okay? Oh yeah, nice, we got a kill. So here I'm trying to fight here, but they managed to run away and I don't kill them. So okay, again, what and when? Well, I really want to look for a base. So this is the one time where if Jarvan decides to sprint mid or top or bot or whatever, he can actually do something, and I do not want to do something. I have 2.4k gold. So right now you can see my bot lane is like 2-5, 0-3 mid lane. It's not looking too good, right? I'm just basing here and I'm pinging my laners to be careful. And now I'm just identifying, okay, how do I play if my laner is losing? This is something we covered before, right? Which is that ping pong. Use tempo to play man advantage. So right now I plan to use one of my laners to actually use the pressure to invade. And I have to identify where can I do that. In this case, my laners are in base. So I can do that. So as you can see, my bot lane has a slow push. So I could use my bot lane push here to like take full control here and deny their wards. But as you can see, my bot lane gets killed here, they get hooked or whatever and get one shot, right? And they even try to kill me here, but I barely managed to escape here. And as you can see here, like, I really do not want to fight. If I have to drop my Casio, I will drop him if needed, because the worst thing that can happen is me dying here, not taking my camps, and then coming from base, having to take my camps. If I can like just take my topside camps now, base, and instantly make a play, that's how I can still carry like these laners. But me dying is... like, I can promise you, if I just die there, it's like this game over. Because I'm coming from base to take these camps, but instead now I survived. I can now take his camps as well, and then base, and then play for the next thing. And this is like huge, right? I managed to yoink topside camps and get a huge advantage. And because he took the Drake as well, and I didn't die, I managed to take the grubs. So I'm actually getting something, and let's say top lane or mid lane is fighting, I can actually look for a very, very good fight. So now you can see, okay, I'm just taking my camps here, I'm basing here, and my Jinx died again. And right now I'm gonna steal this blue buff here. And as you can see, like, they're all chasing me here, but I'm just running away, nothing too crazy. But as you can see here, okay, I just killed him here. They tried to contest me here and they just got twisted here, right? Like the 7-0 Corki's here. 8-0 right now. And they get even more kills here. But you can see here, even though my whole team is dying here, like literally actually, I am just bouncing and not taking much risk. Like I'm making sure I take my camps here, and after taking the camps, I'm available on the map to do something. And I'll try my best like really not die, because if I would die here again, let's say, okay, I would be coming from base and taking my golems and lose so much pressure. But now instead, I took my golems, I have a better base, and I grew from base to my bot side, and I can make a play. So you can see here I was coming from base, and because my laner, well, died again, now it's 0-6, right? Like looking extremely difficult. The game looks now extremely doomed. However, as long as you stay on the map and don't int, there's always opportunities for you to like come back. And I'm not sure if it died here, but I didn't. Okay. I'm just taking my camps, I'm playing extremely safe, I'm giving whatever I have to give. And I'm just farming. And like my bro was dying here, okay, I just let him die, I think. Okay, I somehow survived this. Which is like very close, they could have almost gotten me there. And because of that, actually, we managed to get some more kills here. Okay. This guy fails combo, we killed him. Okay, key thing right here, right? We covered previously that you want to use your tempo to play man advance, right? And don't fight objectives if you don't win them. So how do I identify what's the next objective? I want you to think from their perspective. What they want to do is probably, since tier 1 is down, and top is up and herald is up, they probably want to play for the herald. Knowing that information, I have to identify right now, do I want to play for the herald even? If yes, sure, I'll go for it, but if not, I will take my topside camps, base, and make sure that on this wave that's coming, I'm gonna dive their bot lane. Because right now, enemy Jarvan is spawning 4 seconds. I have 1.3 gold. Do I want to fight the herald if they're 5-5 there? I don't think so. So what you want to be doing here is making sure that you don't fight it and get away. So right now we're doing the herald here, but I'm not sure why. Because of course I'm reviewing here, right? In the game, I probably didn't think about the game state. Because I think these heralds are super bad. And I think we even died here, by the way. Because look at enemy team. They're here as 5 and Jinx is here. And we all died here. So you can see, actually in the game, I wasn't actually thinking too much here about what I want to do. And this is probably a common mistake that you guys make as well, and which even I even make, which is that I was fighting them after getting so much previously, right? Because look at what we got. We literally got 2 kills here on bot side. I'm taking all my camps, I have a lot of gold. So this is the moment where, like, especially if you're losing, and after winning a fight, you probably still have to give the next objective, because you're still not ahead. And you can see here that I have to identify, okay, what do I want to play for? Well, if you're losing in general, you actually don't decide what you play for. You have to think, what are they playing for? And knowing after what they play for, you should then decide, okay, do I want to contest it? And honestly, looking at this, probably not. And I didn't recognize that and we got punished. So instead, what should I have done? Well, take the crap, and on this wave right here, as they're on the herald, dive whoever's bot lane. And if I do that, slowly but surely, enemy team is gonna give opportunities and they will int at some point, right? But this is like really bad. And you see what I wrote here? Don't fight objectives if you don't win them. And currently I have literally 3 losing lanes. Like, this is just not playable team fights. The only time I can play is if I actually try to use tempo to play man advantage, which I'm not doing here, which is why I'm getting punished. And it was extremely bad. But despite of this, right, you can see Corki is literally 13-0 and like completely broken. I can still win the game. As long as, of course, they have to make some mistakes, but you have to do the best what you can do for your capabilities and see what you can do, right? So right now, what am I thinking? Okay, well, they're probably gonna play for this Drake. Well, I probably cannot contest it. So either I look for a pick or I just take full top side control, okay? Those are the 2 options. There's legit no other option. So let's see what I do, whether I'm trying to make a pick or play into the top side. Because me trying to contest bot side here is not it. Okay, so here I made a pick here. I see the enemy Nico, and I know for a fact that I have to try to make a pick right before the objective, as in 15 seconds, or just give it. But I'm never ever looking for a skirmish like a team fight. That is something I'm just not gonna do here, right? So here, even though I made a pick, I'm actually not even sure if I can contest it, but I do think I can. We're just slowly fighting here, you can see it's a 45. Okay. Stun this guy. So we're fighting 4 or 5 here. Corey tried to kill me, but he couldn't. Okay, perfect. They took a 4 or 5 and won the fight. But the thing is that if it didn't make the pick, I would have looked for a trade for sure. And as you can see, I told you previously here, which is the 2 things, right? Which is that either I look for a pick or I look for a trade. And here I looked for a pick, and if I wouldn't get the pick, I would just play in the top side here. I look to trade the map. And now, because we killed them, right? We actually managed to get a Drake, but we're still behind. We're still not winning, right? So key thing right here, I took the Drake. I know for sure I'm down tempo, and I know for sure that they want to play topside after. So how do you play when you have no prio lanes, basically, right? That's essentially the question you have to ask yourself. And that really depends on tempo. Use tempo to play man advantage. So where can we get tempo to push and move around the map together in order to pressure? And probably because we killed them, we can push ball in out here, and then use that number advantage to force someone to show here, and then group in the top side, and then look for a quick play. So let's see what to do. This is what I'm thinking right now, right? And let's see whether we're doing it. Bane's taking one more wave. My Brom is inting, as expected. And right now you can clearly see that, well, I don't want to fight. Like, my Vayne's bot lane, they're all mid lane, I'm just playing to defend here. I'm just waiting for a better opportunity. So here I'm giving whatever I have to give. As you can see, okay, my Cassiopeia is getting cooked here. But they're going very deep. So I can look for them here. And we kill a Jarvan. Okay, nice. Okay, and once again, they're dying here. So you can see, even right now, it looks like Omega Doom still, right? But regardless, as long as you play clean and keep in mind what you want to play for, and whether you want to trade or not, it's always winnable. In solo queue, people will make so many mistakes. So right here, as you can see, I'm just like cancelling down the bases. This is something you have to do as well, right? It's like and learn, which is that if you're losing and you just got something and they greeted for like inhibitor, don't look for a fight here, but just look to cancel their bases. Like, all I'm doing here is just making sure that I'm getting tempo to play man advantage. You see me running down the Corki is legit just to like make sure my Jinx is faster on this mid lane wave, you see. I can push the wave first and then rotate around the map to get man advantage. And this only happens because I basically cancel his base. But I mean, my Jinx is kind of afraid, we don't have many wards, so it makes sense for him to not walk up. But you get the idea. I'm essentially buying time for my laners. And right now, I'm not playing to fight anything here. I'm just planning to ward the Baron and just legit wave clear and defend our towers. And wait till the end, which is like by starting Baron or something or diving us. But I'm not gonna like initiate a fight on mid lane unless I have someone stuck on bot lane here and catching the wave. Otherwise, I'm just literally, well, farming, right? So my team is fighting here and I'm low-key trying to join, seeing if I can help. This is like a very close fight, like I can just show it. I was like super low HP, but I barely survived. And that's like really huge. So here we're getting a comeback. Okay, nice. So now we do get the Baron, and I mean the thing is, even though we get the Baron right, we inted. But the thing is, how this happened, well, they kind of inted, I guess. I don't know how, but anyway, like we got the Baron, but we inted after. And even though it was like really good we got the Baron, but we literally died after, right? So you can see here that after we died, they're basically up tempo and they're first on the map. And especially if you're not in the winning position, you need to know how to retake. Well, how do you retake? You just literally go together through a lane, force them to show here, and then you can actually look to rotate around while they're hard stuck there. So as we get this wave right, I know for a fact that they're up tempo, we're not contesting this. We're just gonna play into the top side here, looking for a trade. And as you can see, we're looking for a trade and Tryndamere is not respecting us. So we are probably killing him here. And because of that, we actually get man advantage. So here, don't have objectives, we don't win them, we're down tempo. And here, because we managed to push our top lane, which I am doing, but by the way, you can see here, I'm actually not basing here. Why am I not basing here? Because they should think that I'm in base and they should back off. And the moment they back off, I can look to sneak one more wave. And because I sneak one more wave, I'll be forcing one of them to show here, and by one of them showing there, I can get man advantage. And I get farm. But right now, right, you can see that Nico is showing here. They stayed around for a little bit. And now we have like a small window of man advantage. And if you can use that, nice. If not, same thing. You just push them out, cancel their bases, make sure they're late. Then at least you can take full control. I mean, I can't chase them down that far, but you can see here, because I actually push out a top lane wave, I can actually get to like take some farm and like get some pressure back. And now I'm just playing to defend here. I'm not actively looking for fights. I'm waiting for the enemy team to make a mistake and go too deep. And here they died again. I mean, Cork is like 23 kills, like almost full build at minute 25. But you can see here, after you killed him, right, you see what I'm doing? I'm just pushing out side lane. Like, even though I'm a jungler, I actually really value like trying to get side lane push to make someone show here. And once they show, then I look to like rotate around the map. And then, well, right here, I am just thinking, okay, what am I playing for next? Baron at 130. So usually 130 before the objective. Ideally, you want to actually push out bot lane all the way. Because if you push out bot lane essentially all the way, you are not getting the risk of them taking this tower. And then you're like free to like just take full topside control. So that's what I'm thinking right now, which is that probably, well, I just want to push out bot lane all the way. You can see here I'm being on the way. Because mid wave, top wave, doesn't matter. The most important thing is just us taking the bot lane wave here. So I'm trying to take the bot lane wave as much as we can before we group for Baron. But of course, since they have mid lane priority, I can't stay here too deep. But if they would be trolling, I would actually be, yeah, I would actually be like looking for them. And here someone else died again. Oh, my Vayne died. And this is like a team fight here. It's like right here, it was 4-5, but Jarvan extremely deep. Guess you had a super good ultimate. And I managed to get a good sleep on both carries. And we managed to win this fight, like 4-5. It's because the enemy team went just way too deep. And here's the thing though, we killed all of them here. But if the enemy team didn't go way too deep, right? Let's say they actually just, let's say Jarvan just walked to his team. I would have just given this. I would have just given this and just wait for the next best opportunity. And I would just like say, give it, you know? But since Jarvan went so deep, well, we just killed him here, right? And because of that as well, we do get the Baron here. And because we get the Baron here, basically, well, it's gonna be easier now, right? And now we're only like 3k behind. And what we're doing next, the Drake is in 20 seconds. So of course, we know that enemy's team's up tempo, Drake first. So what should we try to do? We should try to go together and make sure that we're not getting caught here. I think my position here was actually not so good. I was not together with my team. Which is why we actually lost this fight. What should I have done here? Knowing that after Baron, and how do you recognize it? That's what you might wonder, right? Is that, look, pay attention, we're doing Baron here. But look at the enemy spawn timers. So the Baron isn't finished yet, and the enemy team literally spawned in 4 seconds. So now we're basing. So considering they're faster on the map, you can see that they're just having full control here, right? And because of that, knowing the full control, by looking at death timers, you should know, okay, if you want to retake, you kind of have to walk together. But since the Soul Drake's up in 5 seconds, I kind of want to rush there fast. But I wasn't with my wall team. You can see my Casio isn't even here. We're having like a little fight here. And then after this, well, I'm just chasing them right here. Nothing too crazy. Okay. This is like a very close fight because I didn't have smite here. So I have no smite, it's 30 seconds cooldown. And we can't really do it here. So I actually pinged them back. But I do think my team just got caught here and died. So here I'm like, okay, well, sucks. I just have to run away and give it. But here I try like low-key play because like the 4 Drake, but I shouldn't. But luckily Jinx got the Drake here. And that's a kind of lifesaver. And then like this next fight is like, I think, right around the corner. You can see here that I think they just went a bit too deep once again, I think. Let's see what happened here. Like Nico tried to go in. He just instant got one shot. The Jarvan tried to help. He died as well. Jinx gets resets and he's just making a montage here right now, this moment, I think. And then just managed to end the game. But this is a game where enemy literally, we basically end the game here. But this is literally a game where the enemy team was like so far ahead, like literally 21 kills on Corki and like uses mid, uses AD carry, like it's really unplayable. But the only reason why we could actually potentially win this game is that we, I mean, okay, once we fought an objective that we shouldn't have. And I'm definitely not trying to trade kills, you see. And I'm definitely trying to like use man advantage and push side lane and try to make sure that I get a higher edge before fighting. And especially for losing lanes, I'm just, you know, covering slow pushes, covering dives, and the worst case, take a bad base. And I'm just very aware of like what I'm playing for. And despite having 3 losing lanes in a challenger game, I still managed to win because of these things. And you can actually do it yourself as well. And hopefully with that, it's gonna help you basically get ELO and win against, you know, players in solo queue. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys liked the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace, boys. My goal is to help you climb faster with my videos. Check out my Patreon where I upload coaching sessions, courses and live classes that has helped multiple players climb to high elo, including Challenger. Or book a private coaching with me on my website.